Hello everyone, welcome back to Python Beginner to Expert series. I am Bhavesh Sangtani, and in the last video we saw different Python conditional statements which are used for making decisions in Python, and now we will check out different type of loops which are helpful in Python. Okay, so why do we need loops? We need loops just to repeat a block of code without writing it manually again and again. Okay, so we have two kinds of loop. First is a for loop, second is a while loop. And Other than that, we also have two statements which we use in loops, break and continue statement, which we will be looking in this lecture. So let me explain you using a example. So if you want to print numbers from 1 to 5, so normally what you will do, you will print individually every number, and this will take around 5 lines of code. But if you do it using a simple for loop, so you will be able to achieve the same result within just 2 lines of code. So you just need to initiate a loop from 1 to 6, and the stopping size needs to be our requirement plus 1, because the stopping index is not included. Okay, so stopping index needs to be plus 1 than our requirement. Okay, so both of these block of codes gives same result, but this particular loop can be scaled to any size according to our requirement. Okay, so let's see the for loop when it can be used. When you want to repeat something and you already know the number of times you want to iterate over a sequence, for example, a list, string, or a range of numbers. So the number of times you want to repeat something, it is already known, right? So then the for loop is significantly helpful. So this is the syntax for loop. For, which is a keyword, item, which is a variable, in, which is again a keyword, and a sequence can be anything. It can be a list, string, or a range of numbers. And then we need to mention this colon, and after that with the block of code which we're going to execute in the loop. Okay, so if we want to print 1 to 5 numbers, we just need to write for I, which is our variable, in the range of 5. So it would run till 4, not 4 5, because 5 will not be included in the range function. Whatever number we write, the stopping number which we write here, it doesn't get included. So we will be able to print numbers from 0 till 5 minus 1, which is 0 to 4. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4. If we want numbers from 0 to 1 or 0 to 10, then we need to mention the stopping index as 11, because 11 won't get executed. The range of numbers will get executed till 11 minus 1, that is 10. Now if you want to uh, print even numbers from 2 to 10, you can do it. So the starting index will be 2, stopping index will be 11, because you want to display it till 10. So it needs to be our requirement plus 1, and stepping size is 2, step size is 2, so it will just display all the even numbers from 2 to 10. Now if you want to count backwards with a negative step, so starting from 10 ending till 0, and stepping size in a backward direction, which is minus 2. So 0 won't get included. So it will start from 10, then 8, 6, 4, and it will stop till 2. Okay. So let me run this. So in the initial loop, we get even numbers from 2 to 10, and in the second loop, we count backwards from 10 to 2 with a negative step size of minus 2. Similarly, we can also loop over a list. So this is our list of fruits, which is apple, banana, and cherry. So if we want to iterate over it one by one, we can do it using a for loop for fruit, which is a variable, n is a keyword, and fruits is the name of our list. So it will print I like this particular fruit for each and every fruit. Okay. So once I execute it, it will iterate over this list and it will write, it will print I like apple, banana, cherry, and mango. If you want to loop over a string for each character, so you can also do that. So for example, you can iterate over the word Python, and you just need to start a for loop and iterate over each and every letter for in this particular string. So it will display Python each and every letter using the for loop. Okay. So when to use while loop? While loop is used when you want to repeat something as long as the condition stays true. So in advance, you are not aware of how many times you want to iterate over the block of code. Okay, you just want to repeat it until the condition stays true. So this is the syntax. You need to write the conditions using while and the condition here, and then in the next line you need to write the block of the code which you want to iterate over. Okay. And one thing you must make sure in a while loop is you must uh, make the condition false eventually, because this loop keeps running until the condition remains true. So until and unless the condition will be made false, it will run forever in an infinite loop, right? So we need to take care of this thing while using the while loop. Okay. So let's say we want to count from 1 to 5. So our count, let's say we start the count with 1, and our condition will be count is less than equal to 5. Okay, so till our count reaches 5, we want to print every uh, a number till 5, for starting from 1 till 5. And here you will be able to see we don't write the step size in the parameters like for a loop, right? Here we are mentioning the step size inside the block of the code, inside the while loop. So here our count is getting incremented each time the loops get executed. Okay, so it will iterate till 5, starting from 1 till 5, and once this conditions becomes false, which is count is greater than, not greater than equal to 5, once it reaches the count of 6, it will just not execute this loop, and the loop will get exited immediately. Okay, now let's say you want to count down from 5 till 0 and then print lift off at the end of the countdown. So you can also do it using a while loop. So while seconds, so let's say we have to do a countdown from 5 seconds. So while seconds is greater than 0, you need to print each and every second from 5 till 1, and once it becomes 0, then you want to print lift off. So here one interesting thing is our step size is decrementing, not incrementing, because it is a countdown. So we want to count in a reverse direction. Okay, so once I run this loop, you will be able to see it is counting from backwards from 5 to 1, and once it reaches 0, it is displaying lift off. Okay, now let's see why break statement is needed. So break statement is used to immediately exit the nearest enclosing loop, and after that no more iterations of the loop will take place even if the condition is still true. So let's understand it using an example. Okay, so let's say you want to search an item in a list. Okay, and stop the searching once the item gets found. Okay, so this is our list of numbers and we want to find 23 inside this list. Okay, so what we can do, we can iterate over this list using a for loop, and if our number matches the target, then we can print this found target and stopping the search. So after that the break statement will get executed and it will automatically exit the loop. So unless our number is not equal to the target, it will keep on printing that number is not a match. Once 23 is found, it will execute this particular print statement, and the break statement will get executed. So for 4 it will be not a match, 9 will be not a match, 15 will be not a match, and once it finds 23, this particular statement will get executed, and then the loop will break, and then we will be able to see this particular uh, output, which is, see, for 4 it is displaying not a match, 9 not a match, 15 not a match, and for 23 it this particular statement got true, and we printed this statement, found our target number, which is 23, and stopping the search. And this break statement helped to come or exit the loop immediately. Okay. One more example we can take. So let's say if you want to check the login attempts using while. Okay, so that example we can also take. So what we are doing here, we are mentioning our password, which is correct. It is python @123. So attempts we are doing manually. So we are doing 4 attempts. Let's say first we enter this particular abc123, let me in, then our correct password, and at last QWERTY. So this is a list of different attempts of password. Okay, so what we will do, we will initialize our variable to 0, and what we will do, we will iterate the loop till the length of the attempts list. So what is the length? It is 4. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so our loop will execute till our I is less than 4. So it will get executed for I equal to 0, I equal to 1, I equal to 2, and I equal to 3. So those are the indexes of this list. Okay, so if entered equal to correct statement, so here what happens, attempts the variable from the list, I mean the items from the list, it is getting assigned to the entered variable, and when the entered variable matches the correct password, so uh, it will when the attempt will reach here python @123, and it will get assigned to entered, then this entered will match with the correct password, and this particular statement will get printed access granted. After that, the loop will break, and we will be able to see our required output until our correct password is found. So for abc123 and let me in, it will keep on this statement will be false, so it will directly go on to this statement, attempt I plus 1 wrong password. Okay, and the uh, our variable I will get incremented by step size 1 each time. Okay, so for the first attempt it will go on to this particular statement will be false, as it is not our correct password, so it will print out wrong password. For let me in also, it will print out wrong password, and eventually for python @123 it will print access granted. Okay, so I hope it is making sense. Now let's see why continue statement is used. So it is used to skip rest of the current iteration only, and it jumps to the next one, and the loop keeps going on. So here the loops doesn't get exited immediately like the break statement. Okay, so let's see it using an example. So if you want to print odd numbers from 1 to 10 using continue, okay, so you can do it easily using a for loop and using range of numbers from 1 to 11, as our stopping index is 11, so it will uh, iterate till number 10, not 11, as 11 is the stopping index, and it does not get included. So while our number is in this particular range 1 to 10, it will check if the number divided by equal to 0. That means if our number when divided by 0, if the remainder comes when divided by 2, if the remainder comes equal to 0, then it will continue this loop and our number get will get printed. Once this statement becomes false, if number divided by 2 equal to not equal to 0, the loop will stop. Okay, see, it is getting printed from 1, then it is going till 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so for uh, this particular uh, condition, which is even numbers, right? So it is skipping the rest of this iteration for even numbers. So that is why our even numbers are not getting printed here. Okay, I hope it is making sense. So let's see the difference between break and continue. So break exits the loop immediately. So and continue just skips the current iteration and not exit the entire loop. Okay, the remaining iterations never run. In the continue statement, it still runs. The use case for break is it stops searching once the target item is found. So and continue will skip the current one, and it will the loop will keep going on.